Hey, my loves, it's your girl Nicole Melissa, your resident matchmaker and relationship consultant, and I'm here to help you do your work. So, for those of you returning, welcome back. I appreciate y'all, love you deep. And for those of you that are seeing me for the first time, welcome. I hope you stick around. I'm here to help you do your work. I am a teacher and a student. I teach what I learn and learn what I teach. And I'm here to help give you practical ways to participate in a healthy relationship by making sure you are well aware and well versed in my three tenets of health relationships, which is emotional intelligence, conflict resolution and management, and intimacy. Okay? So I'm here to give you just definitions and practical ways on how to do them. Okay, so as promised last week, I gave you the definitions of the different types of intimacies that I think are important to a healthy relationship. And today I'm going to give you some practical ways on how to participate in them. Okay, so I think we're gonna do two of them today. We're gonna do. I'll be making my notes for y'all. We're gonna do emotional intimacy, and we'll do emotional intimacy and intellectual intimacy. Yeah. Okay. So, just as a refresher, emotional intimacy is the intimacy where it's just really getting to know each other, right? It's where you're building your foundation, your bond. It's conversations, it's healthy communication, things of that nature that just help you build a sincere bond with each other. Okay, so practical ways to participate in intimacy is first and foremost, you have to make quality time. You have to be very intentional about creating quality time for each other. Okay, and that could be date nights. That can be conversations on the phone. Whatever it is, like sometimes it. I mean, ideally, you want to be close to that person. You want to be face to face. You want to be looking them in the eye. You want to you want to be able to study body language, facial expressions, and all of that stuff. So ideally, face to face is best. On some sort of a date situation, that could be day or evening, it doesn't matter. So, for example, some good practical dates for emotional intimacy where you're getting an opportunity to really talk with each other is just kind of like light physical activities. So maybe you guys go for a walk, right? So you can walk and talk. A light hike or something like that. Nothing too strenuous. Something that, maybe you could stop, have a little, have a little lunch out in a field somewhere or on a hill somewhere, where you're doing something physical together, because don't forget, physical activity is also a great way to release your endorphins, right? And your endorphins are going to make you feel good, and they relax you, and there's no better time to have a good relaxing conversation than when you're feeling good. Okay, so and then, like I said, you can also do this over the phone, because maybe you're long distance or something like that, or maybe for whatever reason, like maybe Billy Bob or Lisa Marie live down the street, but for whatever reason, y'all can't get together physically. That phone conversation, be equally as intentional with that. Okay, so you really still need to set out time to speak to each other. So carve out, whether that's going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours of time to really to dedicate to talking to your person. Okay, so I have come up, so in that time when you are either on your date or on the phone or whatever it is that is convenient for you, you want to ask questions, right? You need to ask some probing questions, because you're looking to get to know somebody, right? And again, all of these things that I'm sharing with you, ideally, this is for courtship phase. Modern term, I think in modern terms, it's called exclusive dating. The exclusive dating and courting are relative. So you want to this is for that group of people. Okay, to be clear, I'm not really here for the casual daters. There's a ton of channels on here that could probably help you with that. I'm here for those that are serious and looking for long term relationship, i.e., marriage. Okay, I'm here for your kingdom spouse. Okay. Okay, so with that being said, I want to give you three probing questions you can ask, because you have to find there is a fine line between inappropriate invasive questions and appropriate invasive questions. Either or, when you're getting to know someone, it is prying, right? And you need to, because you need to know these things. Okay, so you can write these down if you want. And these are three questions you can ask on your little date. Okay. And this is just three. I can give you much more. If you're interested in more, email me and I'll do that for you. Okay. So question one, I'm just going to do three. Question one, who inspires you? Okay. So asking who inspires you, you can learn a lot about someone by who inspires them. You kind of get a glimpse into their personality type and their values, right? So this is good information for you to obtain. Okay? So two, what's your favorite childhood memory? Okay? Asking someone what their favorite childhood memory does, it kind of lets you in on their upbringing, okay, whether it good or bad, right? Because either way, you're going to need to know this information, okay? It doesn't mean if it is bad that it's a situation you should run from, because if God has put that thing together, then it's for you, right? It's also for you to work through, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? But it's going to help you understand how this person was raised and what their challenges might be, where their insecurities might be, where they might be vulnerable, in ways that you could offset or help in that area, okay? And three, are you proud of the person you are today? Ask them that. Are you proud of the person you are today? Okay, so if they say yes, ask why. If they say no, ask why not. Okay, this is going to help you learn their motives, their ambitions, their belief system, and it also will help you see whether someone has a challenge with accountability or not, because accountability is a major key in a relationship. In order for it to feel satisfying, on those really off days, bad days, accountability is going to be your saving grace. Okay, so that was just three quick little questions. Probing, invasive, but not overly invasive. Sweetly invasive, I guess we could say. Because you're going to have to dig, right? You have to figure these things out. And you're going to want to figure these things out sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You also need to remember that in this process, when you are getting to know each other this way, that there's needs to be a certain level of vulnerability. Okay? Like, there's no getting around it. Like, you will have to be vulnerable. And I know we've discussed this before, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll probably say it again and again in the future. The only way to build trust in a relationship is to trust, which means you will have to be vulnerable. You'll have to share some things that can feel uncomfortable because, but you have to also understand that loving someone it can feel like a risk, right? Because this person can take the information and turn around and leave you because of it. Or, you know, depending on what issues they have to, what trauma, what their personal traumas are, their childhood traumas are, that's going to determine how they handle the information, right? But through this process, you're getting to learn all of this. So right? So you'll know how to maneuver and how to move. Okay? But you can't be afraid. Okay? Just know. This is what just know this. Who God puts together, let no man separate. Okay? Just know that if this is your God ordained spouse, because you've prayed on it, okay, you've done all your due diligence, okay, and God has told you that yes, this is your person, then just know that whatever it is, you guys are going to be able to get through it, especially with all the tools that I'm giving you, okay, all of the practical tools that I'm giving you. You're not expected to just know this. Nobody really knows what they're doing until they're doing it, right? So what you want to do is you want to be prepared by having all the basics, okay, on how to do so that when you're facing the problem, you'll be able to face it together and not facing off against each other. Okay? So anyway, that was just emotional intimacy, and I see this video is running real long. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do intellectual intimacy in the next video. Okay. So in the meantime, in between time, I love you, mean it, and I'll see you in the next video.